Check. All right, what is up, guys? Today is February 22nd. It's Monday. We straight chilling. Let's see. So in front of me right here, I got essentially the plan. I don't want to focus too much on this right hand side, but I feel like I am already. Putting yourself on the timeline, I think, is overall stress. It causes a lot of stress. So maybe we'll just end up deleting all this. Yeah. But as of right now, this is what it looks like. So we got contract numbers for the micro NASDAQ. This is supposed to say MNQ. There we go. So micro NASDAQ contract all-in rate is 67 cents a contract. Then you have the tax of everything for future traders, which is 23%. So a lot of that stuff gets considered into here, but let's go through this. We got contract number here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 7. But after 6, we're gonna switch to the NASDAQ, just because your margin needed, or like your account level, is just a good amount for us to start trading the NASDAQ, at least for at one contract. Then I have 7 there just in case. Yeah, and so we know the cost of each of trading, how much you need. At least for 6 contracts, you need $600 because each contract's 100. But we have a trade with value. So this is the number that gets calculated. So this is not just something I randomly typed. This is actually calculated, and I'll show you how we got that number. So margin needed is 255, and I'm sorry, margin needed is the one that gets calculated. Trade with value is a little bit more simple, and I'll explain these two guys in just a second. Okay, but the daily goal, it's pretty simple. One scalp we do is $7.50, and we try to go for 3 a day, and that's $22.50. So that's our goal, and it's essentially just 3 trades. As you can see, it says 3 trades, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's all these 6 times 7.5. That's all that is. It gives you and then times 3 times a day. That's $7.50 times 6 equals 45. Why did I multiply it by 6? I meant by 3. Hold on. Okay, so 45 times 3, 36, 3. That gives you 135. Okay, good. I got confused. And then to get to estimated gross profit, you just multiply that by 0.23%, equals $31. Then you want to add how much the contract's so it's 3 variables, I guess you could say, which is your contract rate, which is 0.67, and we get that right there, right? That's also found on the NinjaTrader website. It might have been changed by the time, if whoever's watching this. And so times, it could just be me watching, and it could have changed also. Anyway, 67 cents times how many contracts we're trading times how many times we traded a day, and we always do our goal is 3 trades, but that number could fluctuate significantly. This is just lucky. Like, if you got super lucky, this number could just change. But as of right now, you have $43. So you subtract that from 135, because that's the taxes plus all the fees, right? And that's the all-in rate. So then we do 135 minus that, and that should give us 91.89. And you just multiply it by 10 for the 10-day profit. And so the 10-day profit is an important role, because that's how much we want profit before we switch to the next contract. And so that's what that is. And so margin needed is essentially, if we go back up to here, margin needed, as you can see, is the same as this and this and this and this, but then it starts to get different if we work into the NASDAQ over here. All this is the amount that we need, which is 100, plus 155. So we want 10 days of profit above the last like switch or break. So in this case, if our account were to go below 100, jeez, why am I stuttering? If our account was were to go below 100, then we wouldn't be able to trade, right? So in this case, 525, if we took this many losses of 10 days of profits of loss, we would have to switch back to one contract. So that's all this is. So we just add that on top of this, and that will give us this number. And then again, we had 10 days of profit above this, that gives us this number. 10 days profit of this above this number, that gives us this number. And so if we were to take 10 days of loss trading forward contracts, that would bring us below this number, and that's just good enough to trade that. And then the way we get the trade with value, so let's say if I'm trading at 6 contracts, right, and my account value is a little over $3,249, and all of a sudden something happens to the market, either my internet disconnects, which used to happen a lot. Randomly, it would just like disconnect, or Stella would accidentally push the button. But nonetheless, like if something happens and the account just dropped, you want to be trading with, you want to like losing. The difference is $1,700, and that's a lot of money, especially after all this time that you've accumulated it. Even though I could probably just throw $1,700 and be okay with that, this much loss is like how much I've worked for these months right here, as you can see. So that's why trading with this value is exactly what you need, because it's 10 days of profit before you can't trade that, which would be 600. So it's 600 plus this plus 10 days of profit equals this. Because if we lose this amount and we go below this amount right here, or if we lose this much from here, we'll go below 600, and we could just add the funds again to just get our account back up to here. Trade with margin needed, you know. Look, confusing the way I explained it, but it's a lot more simpler than I'm making it. And so yeah, that's all it is. And then from here we have margin needed. That's this number over, did we do it over this guy? Yeah, we did it over this guy. Oh no, we did it. Let me see. I have no idea. That's 16 plus. I think we did do it over this. Yeah. So we just run it up. Yeah. And so I did it over this number, which is okay, because if you get 10 days of profit here, right? That's actually not gonna get us here. I guess I'm gonna have to fix this, because I did it off of this guy when I really should have done it off of this guy. All right, so the market's gonna open in 5 minutes. I'm gonna correct all this, but yeah, that's essentially the overall idea of all this. And ideal, each contract must have 10 days of gross profitability above the margin needed of the previous contract. So 10 days of profit. No, 10 days of this, which is this, above the previous margin needed, which would be this. So 10 days of profit plus previous margin needed, this plus this equals that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And the difference between margin needed and trade with value, so the difference between this and this, should be kept in like safekeeping in case you need to trade with the previous amount. Like 18,000 and 48,000 is a big difference. Let's say if we were trading 7 contracts, it'll be a big loss if our internet disconnected and we lost 48,000 compared to 18,000, or if the market just decided to drop, you know. But yeah, that'll be it for this trade live. Next video is gonna be us trading today, February 22nd, Monday. Yeah, at 10 o'clock. All right, peace out.